Hello, my name is Micaiah Stevens. Welcome to Hamlet Development Log number 21. We're a little late, but we're getting back on track. So, we're talking about the status report. This just kind of lets us know that we're on the version 10 on the light branch, 18.2 on the Steam beta branch, and then we're still working on the alpha branch. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. But so we started the DevLog on the shipped it on the 24th, and then sort of things happened, and then we got started on this on July 1st. We put a little bit of work into it, but then we anyway, so we had to we wanted to put together this development log, and we had a lot of things to do, so which we'll be talking about. So so we talked about Steam, some of the status reports, the announcements. Kind of on the topics now. I guess Haven Studios. I'd like to pull the curtain back a little bit on Haven Studios. It's a development studio that's made apps and Windows Phone apps for phones and tablets, and then started making Android apps, and never really took off with that. Started working on game development. Have always been doing game development for a very long time, using using way back when the Microsoft's some of their early development platforms, MonoGame, and other sort of things like that, and then Unity sort of took over about 15-20 years ago, and I've just been doing that ever since. So it's Haven Studios is kind of a small studio. I'm sort of the president, sort of run it. I'm kind of the main programmer as well. There's a lot of support in the background, so I don't like to say it's all me, because there's definitely a lot of support and from people and family and friends that really help out and encourage me and get things going. So it's just it's a but then the summer break is sort of coming up. It's kind of a weird, sort of like this housework, spring cleaning is sort of this summer's break. We wanted to do a little bit more outdoors, and also we've been putting off doing a lot of housework. We've got a lot of things that we got to get it done around the house and stuff like that. So we're kind of putting off working on this full time for a little while. That's kind of called the summer break, I guess. We've debating about a little while about doing a video once a month. I was kind of in the dark days of it took 3 months to sort of put together the major update we're working on. We might start doing some more design work, try to figure out where we want to go. There's a very key themes we need to focus on, which are there's sort of, we need to put a lot of time into that. The tile work, the world design, and how to get the everything up and running. So it's kind of the sort of the overarching plan. As Haven Studios, and sort of I really also want to be just really upfront about what I've been thinking about recently as well, is that there's been some major changes in my life, and I've been thinking about focusing on those. And part of that, those major changes, was kind of thinking about should I be focusing on other things right now? So we talked about the Steam purchases refund. There's only I'm not sure I can talk about the numbers, but there's enough or a few Steam purchases. I don't even know if this is possible, but to just kind of email them and say, hey, look, it's not an announcement or not anything different. We're just started thinking about this yet. I'm not worried about this is going to hurt future sales. It's just sort of this kind of toying with this idea of because I definitely think Hamlet is sort of a fun game to play, and it's a fun vision for a game to play, because it doesn't have a lot of really bad things that are sort of pervasive in the world. There's just games are just getting so much more violent, so much more sex-filled, and they have very spiritism sort of like topics as well, spells, magics, a lot of that stuff, and a lot of that's fine on some levels, but it's like zombies, I think go a little too far. And so a lot of that was not supposed to be included, was not going to be included in Hamlet. There was going to be some sort of technology, some sort of teleportation, stuff like that, was talked about for a while. because we realized if you want to, get around in the game quicker, you'd have to have some sort of method to do that. And roguelikes often do that with spells, but we think we found a couple different ways to get around that. So anyway, so then it's sort of because we're taking so much time. We're going to take. I don't know how long we're going to take. I think actually it's kind of ironic because I think we'll have to look how this week goes. We've got a couple weeks off. We sort of need to work on some stuff, but we're sort of hit the major highlights right now. So we might put some part-time work into the game, and then next, I think we'll continue the devlog. We'll think about it for another week at least. And then we'll sort of. I just wanted to float this idea out there. I know it's not going to get a lot of feedback and sort of traction, because I don't have a lot of there's like I think 10 views on YouTube, 6 or 10. It's not about the views or it's not about the money. It's just sort of like I wanted to sort of put some different focuses on my life, and I think I guess I could sort of change Hamlet around. And ship it with a different view in mind. Get away from the roguelike, and ship it with more of a town crafting, sort of a not to say it's like going to be like a Stardew Valley, but sort of like more of a Stardew Valley, and then maybe add in the dungeons and the other town leaders. It's kind of a big thought as well, and it's also something fun to think about. So that could be another option. And then we also talked about doing a free DLC. For a Noah game as well. So that I thought that would be really fun. Is that what I could add in? A completely sort of different genre game, but it's like sort of the same idea where you're collecting resources and collecting animals and doing things that would seem fun. So anyway, so that's kind of the general gist of what's happening. I just wanted to be honest and upfront with everybody, just saying this is what's going on. We're definitely taking that a summer break for kind of the spring cleaning is sort of a big catchphrase a lot of people use, is that I've been cleaning out and getting rid of a lot of things that are just not very useful for me anymore. I've sort of put all my design doc. I need to actually sort out all my design docs into a different box, and all my paperwork into a separate box, and sort of just start cleaning everything up. So that's including a lot of housework as well. I need to finish the bathroom. We've been building on a kind of it's a very small house, but we've been building some things on it, and I need to sort of clean that up and maybe make some progress on that as well. So that's what I've been doing this last couple of weeks, and it's been great because I've been able to put quite a bit of time into Hamlet and got some pretty awesome things. But now it's like and we added a couple things this week as well. We worked on a couple things. We cleaned up the UI and added it. We're adding in the pickaxe. It didn't quite work out as well as we'd hoped. We thought it would be fun to show that off, but anyway, so that's pretty much the devlog. It's nothing to panic about. Definitely appreciate the feedback. If you are hearing this and saying, and honestly, I don't know if Steam's going to be able to do the refunds, or if that's even something we're thinking about. We have some sort of ideas that Steam could maybe do that. And we would cover the cost for Steam or something, or figure out how to do that for them. We wouldn't ask for the Steam refund, because you have to pay, I think, $100. I think that's pretty well known. You have to pay $100 for Steam. We're not refunding that. We just want to refund the purchases, so people don't feel like they bought a game that is now in limbo. So, and I don't think the game is in limbo. It's just sort of, I want to sort of focus on. That's why I kind of pushed it out to 2020, because I knew there's going to be a lot of things coming down the pipe, and I wasn't sure exactly when those were going to fit. But yeah. So, and I think it's just sort of, I need to think about this for a little bit and see what the focus should be. Because even if I put part-time work and sort of adjust what I'm working on and sort of the scope, because I've been working on the castles and a lot of extra things. If I sort of focus on what I need to be focusing on, I think I can push this out pretty quickly and sort of finish this up as well. So it's like that's kind of the other end of the spectrum, is sort of getting it out by 2020. So anyways, so this will, I'm sure there'll definitely be a devlog 22. Hopefully we'll probably even say, hey, there's some updates. So maybe I'll try to include this sort of maybe we'll include a page talking about the sort of the refund sort of I don't know what to call it, the status, the um, the focus report or something. I don't know, something like that, just to try to. You'll see that probably in the amount of work that gets done. I think that will be really an indication. And also, I should talk about, to follow that up with, I am talking about doing a monthly report. That should, maybe that might be good too. I'll have to see. I really like doing these, so but then it was because I had a lot to a lot to show and a lot to talk about, obviously. So we'll have to see how that goes in the next week. So, anyways, that's pretty much the Hamlet Steam sort of update. Hopefully, everything's going to be good. It's still kind of a thinking process, but as kind of an honest, upfront person, I thought this would be just the best way to share this. Just tell you what I'm thinking and sort of some of the. I didn't give all the reasons why, I suppose, but it's just sort of trying to put some focus more on taking care of the things that I need to do, and you know, trying to getting more of a um, you know, putting a focus on other areas. Anyway, so that's it. You can also email us, leave a comment. We thank everybody for their support, especially the people who purchased the game. Those are definitely awesome. I wouldn't panic right now. Um, if you think this is cool, let me know. We also talked about the Discord. I think Discord would be too distracting because I'm already like talking to so many people on Discord from other people's channels. So, but eventually, as this sort of works out, we'll have to see. It definitely needs to build up a little bit more. Although the Steam wish list numbers are continuing to rise, so that's been always a really positive thing that people have just been continually adding this to their wish list. So that's really cool. So thank you very much for that, and we'll see you next time. You take care.